In this video, we're going to talk about abdominal aorta. The abdominal aorta is the largest artery in the abdominal cavity. As part of the aorta, it is a direct continuation of the descending aorta of the thorax. And where it begins, the abdominal aorta begins at the aortic hiatus of the diaphragm, in front of the lower border of the body of the last thoracic vertebra, and descending in front of the vertebral column, ends on the body of the fourth lumbar vertebra. By divided into the two common iliac arteries, it diminishes rapidly inside in consequence of the many large branches which it gives off. What is going to be the diameter of the abdominal aorta? At the level rib, the diameter is 122 mm long and 55 mm wide, and this is because of the constant pressure. And now we have relations. The abdominal aorta is covered anteriorly by the lesser omentum and stomach, behind which are the branches of the celiac artery and the celiac plexus. Below this, by the lineal vein, the pancreas, the left renal vein, the inferior part of the duodenum, the mesentery, and aortic plexus. In this video, we are about to watch the relations that we have mentioned.
Diaphragm, okay. Deep into gray part है, that is central tendon of diaphragm, okay. Abdominal part of esophagus, spleen. Between spleen and kidney we have gastrosplenic ligament, left kidney, left suprarenal gland, renal vessels, okay. Abdominal aorta, inferior vena cava, okay. Celiac trunk, superior mesenteric artery, inferior mesenteric artery, median sacral artery, common iliac vessels, जो terminal branches हैं, सही है, ureter, gonadal vessels, psoas major, iliacus, transverse abdominis, quadratus lumborum, ठीक है, transverse abdominis, तो ये वही वाला पार्ट है, internal oblique muscle, external oblique muscle, sacrum, piriformis.
Other relations are, posteriorly, it is separated from the lumbar vertebra and intervertebral fibrocartilage by the anterior longitudinal ligament and left lumbar veins. On the right side, it is in relation above with the assois vein, cisterna achilli, thoracic duct, and the right cross of the diaphragm. Another important relationship is with the inferior vena cava. The abdominal aorta's venous counterpart, the inferior vena cava, travels parallel to it on its right side. Above the level of the umbilicus, the aorta is somewhat posterior to inferior vena cava, sending the right renal artery traveling behind it. The inferior vena cava liver-wise sends its opposite-sized counterpart, the left venal vein, crossing in front of the aorta. Below the level of the umbilicus, the situation is generally reversed, with the aorta sending its right common iliac arteries to cross its opposite side counterpart, the left common iliac vein, arterially. Then we have collateral circulation. The collateral circulation will be carried on by the anastomosis between the internal mammary and the inferior epigastric, by the free communication between the superior and inferior mesenteric. Now we are going to have a video that is going to explain us the branch of the abdominal aorta.
If we consider the paired branches coming off the abdominal aorta, we'll start superiorly, right over here above the celiac trunk. You can see there is a branch that's coming off, and there would be a branch on the other side. This branch is supplying the diaphragm, so here's the diaphragm muscle. This would be the inferior phrenic artery, and this would be the one that you find on the right side. There would be another one on the left side which is not shown. The right and the left kidney you can see on either side of the abdominal aorta, and associated with the superior poles of these kidneys we have the suprarenal glands, also known as the adrenal glands, Each of these, of course, are supplied with blood coming from the abdominal aorta. The arteries that are supplying the kidneys are called the renal arteries. So you have the left renal artery here and the right renal artery over here. The arteries that are supplying the adrenal glands or the suprarenal glands are referred to as the suprarenal arteries. And so you can see right over here, there are suprarenal arteries. Let's just take a closer look at the suprarenal arteries. So right over here you can see a suprarenal artery, 392. Another pair of organs which you don't see right over here, but embryologically originate from this region, are the gonads, which are the sex organs, the testicles in the male and the ovaries in the female. And you can see that this was where these organs originated in development because their arteries come off the abdominal aorta at this point right over here. If we follow their path, the path of these two arteries, you can see that they descend from their branching point right over here on the abdominal aorta, and they go down into the pelvis. And in the male, they're going to go to the scrotal sac and supply the testicles. In the female, they're going to go by way of the suspensory ligament and supply blood to the ovaries. This is the right gonadal artery, which is either the ovarian in the female or the testicular in the male. And you can see it's represented by this tube, and we can simply follow it down into the pelvis. And we can do the same thing with the one on the left